Messi just shined with a goal and an assist in the victory of Belly before, but that still haven't made your future on the field yet. Magnetic park changes that make the boss of Paris and the president. I'm afraid their key brother will have to personally take action to close the future of superstars. Argentina, let's update the news together. Can be right here. President Perry directly entered the conversation. Told Messi, according to Dario Sports newspaper. Spanish club president PNJ, very impatient. With the situation of the contract, Messi's is frozen, so it's official. Directly negotiate. The reason for Mr. Nam so Angelafi directly negotiates with the Messi is by the owner of Paris from Doha, Qatar, ordered the president directly. This must renew with Messi at all costs. Mr. Natsu Eating Kelly is urging with Messi early all-day negotiating right and this information to complete the reduction with end all hope from Barcelona side. Recently, there was constantly information that Messi will bid farewell to PSG at the end of the season and return back to the Barcelona club. Spanish press now also said the Catalonia team looking for every solution, including negotiate with the organizers of La Liga, relaxes financial fair play laws. So they can re-recruit the player. This is what makes Pele owners impatiently do not know when President Nanks officially entered the situation of Messi. Atpvc, is it better or not? But maybe the past time the future of this player was actually pulled away from the park grounds of the Prince. Barca players scoffed because Black lost the match. AS indicates the players' chat group. Barcelona on the established social network. Funny messages when knowing the news. Real Madrid lost the match at dawn this morning. Spanish newspapers also said the bridge. Barca's players sent a congratulatory message. To Vinarian, Danny Pario and Pebrina is .2 Villagen players get many words, the most compliments from the students of the training. Charlie's membered. I asked the team that played early in this round and was don't miss the opportunity to close the gap. 12 points with the great rival, 3 away from this. Meaning if the club comes from the whole episode. Home practice wins Aroa in the next match, April 11th. The distance between two. The team will increase to 15 points at that time. Barca seems to have touched one hand with the position. Win La Liga when the tournament is only 10. The next round is narrower after the losing match. Villagen, the coaches, players. Gas, is not tall but few. People think they will fall like that, especially when you win. Barca is crunchy in the King's Cup. With Barca, they have a series of 4 matches, consecutive wins in La Liga. This is the match. Single school and team of coaches. JAV trainer is still fighting if up. La Liga title. This will be the second title of Barca this season after the Super Championship. Spanish Cup in January. MU set a record for fines after the Chaos incident. Chaos and MU's 3-1 win before. Full function in the quarterfinals of the F7 Cup in May. Before the FA passed the sentence with a mouth. And Fulham just got fined. Money has just been hanged in a basket of bullets and their backside. Also fined 65,000. With the amount, this reaction MU has set an unexpected record. When the club is fined a lot of money. Most at frame here to time. Currently, the Manchester team has been. Total fine of £202,000 from the FA. This is .4 time Emo got punished by a guy before. I bought and paid the fine 3 times with a total of £137,000 with the same error. Determined to have no control over the behavior of the players in matches against Newcastle and Chelsea last October and Crystal Palace in January. Ranked after. This is Arsenal with the total amount. Loan payment penalty of £185,000. Sony says big thing after press record. Yesterday Sungmin statue became a bridge, first Asian player in history to touch .100 goals on the striker's bail. Koreans sent words of encouragement to all Asian players after making should be a significant milestone. Illusion later talk later match. I hope all the players, Asians, especially Koreans, looked into this achievement and believe that they too is a similar thing. This is good for Asian football, and I have a responsibility to become be a mirror and be a model for bridges. Young players, I want they believe that players. Asia can do great things. Great in the Premier League. So is the first Asian player in the calendar. History of reaching 100 goals in the Premier League. He is the 34th player to Score .100 goals in the highest league in the country. The Korean superstar's FOB department is still poor. Cristiano Ronaldo's achievement is exactly 3. The goal when the season has 8 rounds left. The end Sony can completely overcome. Soloing Portuguese senior face, also rated as a good Asian player, the greatest striker in history before that. Korea created a series of impressive statistics, like the first Asian player to win the King. Top scorer Asian players have the highest deadline in the race of Golden Ball and the first Asian player, reaching 50 assists in the Premier League. This season Son Heung-min has scored 7 goals. Achievement equal to Fincaro Mitoma. Another Asian star is making rain. Wind up in Premlex. The president of Chelsea did something strange before, appointed as a part according to the newspaper Mr. Lemon. Chelsea's Tony consulted with legendary star James Golden first. When the Ministry of Renmin did the pass, it was training. Chelsea's caretaker until the end of the season. There was a single prize, and Polly was originally a close friend, because the American billionaire fired Rambutter and fined a temporary trainer. Appropriate rights he consulted with Golden, a popular TV star. English Coraland is a fan of West Ham. He suggested making Pat as a method possible project for Chelsea for the rest of the season. Polly nodded in agreement, and then appointed as Hulvan Pass is main appointment form to lead Chelsea. And today, April 6th, right at the match, the pros debut in comeback, the 44-year-old strategist had to experience 0-1 defeat against Troops Ver gameplay. Chelsea's is still nothing to improve compared to in the past. They showed a deadlock and lack of ideas. Imagine that during the whole match Chelsea launched 13 shots. Shot, but only once. The ball hit the target though, with most opinions of experts about Bowley. Choosing as a pass is also reasonable because only this former midfielder agrees to choose the public the temporary job at. Chelsea needs to remember that the Master Zero just needs a temporary trainer right to the end of the season while looking for a new coach to clear the term. Obviously no ruler wants to return become such a temporary option, especially in the context of the Chelsea squad. There are too many unsolvable problems. Decide to make a pass one afternoon. Have great love for Chelsea, so be ready to return home after being sacked by Everton. Previous waste, and moreover he also has IS of my caliber to lead a team. Picture with many stars and also full of as good as at Estampians. MU legend had a traffic accident. Legend of Mubrain against Everton yesterday. The Mercedes S350D of the former player, he was hit by the word behind on Prince Pudway. Leading to the stadium in the morning. Minor damage, but it does damage the trunk. The rear and rear bumper of the police car has behind the incident and close a lane to clean up the debris around you. Rorpian is standing on the grass on the sidelines. Road and hug her son while talking to the police. He wrapped the yard wearing traditional club colors. Set ministry to prepare for the program that Mr. will be the ambassador for the old team after finished solving the case. People see a legend that looks at the real picture is on the stadium to prepare for the chapter. Then Man United month 2-0 by this Scoterman's goals and Anthony is one of the best midfielders in history. History high blind heaven 470 matches and scored 103 goals in 13 years. Wearing the red kneeling shirt, he led the microphone. Rayford City. Warrum and Safis, Quam Highs is still in danger this morning. She had an even affair in the mess.at home in the 30-liter round of Quam High. Not allowed to enter the posting list. Sign coach Pele continued to use tactical diagram 44-2. He hanged 4 physically strong players on the line. The story is quite good, but only got one draw. Even the team was warned in advance with this result. Got 34 points, climbing to 14th. But only 3 points higher than the group holding the red light. Will have to try a lot if you don't want to. It is not possible to relegate the above distance. A guarantee of Paul's safety with Quam High when he was not registered to compete. Leader you can play next week. Rough Forbes next game.